Hi everyone, happy Friday. I come to you with some more book flip-throughs. I feel like I am finally, maybe because I'm coloring more, I'm starting to get the book buying a little out of my system. I know I should even put breath to those words because inevitably something will come up where I want to buy some more books. But um, I think, I mean, there's some that still need to trickle in. I have a couple from Book Depository, which I'm sure everybody's heard is closing. I think it's April 26th. I do have a couple that they are going to ship out. And then there's one from Etsy I know is still on the way. So I've got a few that are going to trickle in, but like I'd like to focus less on book buying this month and more on coloring. But I do have a group to show you this morning. We will start with the new release, which I'm sure everybody's probably seen, but I still do flip throughs. I try to do flip throughs of every book I get. So this is Enchanted Earth. By Melpomeni. Oh my goodness. I'm like I hate it. I hate it that like when I have trouble pronouncing people's names. And so sometimes I wonder if it's just better to show you the name than to try to pronounce it and mess it up. I like the glittery look on the cover. I like this picture a lot. So in terms of a regular coloring book size, this is a different width and height. It matches more up with her other books if you have those, Circle of Life and the Mandalas book. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's the art's in the crease. Ugh. And it is also perforated, which is a little, I don't mind, but like, I'm sure, I don't know. I've never actually had to color pages that are perforated in the edges like that. But I love this double page spread right here, though. Oh, these are single-sided. Oh, glorious day. I love it. Oh, getting a very ocean space vibe here. Liking that very much. So you can use alcohol markers with this. That was one of her draws with nature mandalas for me was I actually am getting to the point that I like mandalas a lot more. It's just interesting how your tastes change over the years. Um, so I was glad I got that anyway. Um, I'm sure I've not watched a lot of flip throughs of this. I'm sure I'm not the only one that this reminds me. This reminds me of something. Anyway, not in a bad way. It's just I just thought it was funny, and that may have been the intended purpose. Oh, that one's so cool. I love that. I I I love the ocean in real life. I'm not big on coloring ocean pictures, but I do really like this picture. I really love the pictures she has that are unique. It's not just one big spread, like they're shaped. The flowy type shape, like this one. I just think they're so beautiful. It's something really soothing about that type of shape in art for me. I think I noted it in Joshua Dunbar's Nature Mandalas, where he has the pictures that flow like that. It's something particularly soothing about those for me. I love these four little like mini scenes. I like the variety in the scenes, like I said, and where they kind of pop off the page instead of just a structured picture. Of course, I love this one. I think the interpretations of these are just so interesting. I really like her Circle of Life book. And yes, I've actually done a page in that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I still like it too. It was a color along with Kirsty color and sketch and using ink tints, and I still love that picture. I love that book, but like this one, I love each book for different reasons, right? Like that one's probably, well, I don't know. I'm not even halfway through this one. It's tough. It's tough to say. I am not fully prepared to sit here and say I have a favorite, though what heavily favors this book for me is the single-sided pages, because that just opens up to more possibilities. Even using watercolors and ink tints and stuff, you don't have to worry as much about it shadowing on the other side of the page. You can go as heavy as you want. Love that one. So yeah, I mean, I love the art in Circle of Life, but honestly, this is probably, if I had to pick a favorite, this one would probably be it, simply just because it's the single-sided book for me. And I love that picture. Oh my gosh. Already thinking about that picture. I'm also really drawn to like succulents and cacti and like desert scenes and stuff, which is funny because I have like no desire to even go visit desert locations in real life. Like, but there's something about the beauty of it in art that really draws me. And maybe just because it's so much of a different looking landscape than like your typical foresty or woodsy landscape that I'm more used to in my area. Maybe that's why, because it feels a little exotic. It feels a little different. Oh, and you'll know I found a picture with cats in it. It's just so cool. I just don't know how to explain it, but I love the way these are, the lines of these, and how she fits landscapes into such small little spaces like that. Oh, and I love that one too. Talking about like exotic locations. I always love beach pictures as well. These are pictures I would have to study before I color. There's a lot of water flowing in a lot of these pictures, and I would have to carefully study little bits and pieces of these pictures to make sure I'm coloring what I was planning to color. Oh, you could have a lot of fun with that one. Like, I feel like there's some neon or just brightness happening, like a bright green alien peacock in space, like against that black, it would just pop. Oh, and this one's got my little forest animals in it as well. Yeah, this one's really well done. And I adore her. I just cannot tell you, as a, just at the end of the day, my alcohol markers give me my greatest joy when I color. Just because they're the easiest to use. And something that I can use alcohol marker, even as just a base, is incredible. And because just a lot of times in your fancier coloring books, they tend to, go double-sided, which is fine, and I completely understand. Keep costs down, provide, you want to provide people with plenty of images and things like that, but I do really appreciate the artist that every once in a while comes out with a single-sided book like this. And like I said, I even struggle because I like using a base. I don't like using just straight pencils because it takes so much time. Even with just watercolor Inktense bases, I have to worry about bleed through depending on what type of paper it is. My dude, I think you should go see an eye doctor. When you got a fish in your eye, I think that constitutes an eye appointment. U.S. healthcare issues. This is really unique. Again, I haven't watched a flip through because I didn't really want to be spoiled. And I'm glad I waited, honestly, because this has been super cool. And there goes Bagheera screaming in the background. We call him old Screamy now. He doesn't scream, he just meows. His meow is very, very whiny and aggressive. He had a vet appointment last November. He went in for senior wellness, had blood work, everything checked. He is a little, overweight. He is obese probably, but he actually, well, I don't know about now, but he had dropped from 23 to about 18 pounds. So he's had some good weight loss, but so much that I was concerned. Oh, I love this one too. So much I was concerned. However, they ran his blood work. They checked his heart. All it is he's diabetic, but he gets like the smallest 2 increments of insulin that you could possibly give a cat. Like, he's just barely having to take insulin every day. We don't have to monitor his blood sugar or anything. And his thyroid tested great on the medicine he's on, and his sugar levels were fine. So he is in great shape for, I'm not saying that. That's such a pretty book. I really like this book. I want to get into this book. And now I'm nervous. Maybe I start with one of the cover pictures. Maybe I start with one of the cover pictures and I color it like the cover. The color along I did with Kirsty Color and Sketch was really nice because I hadn't used my Inktense very much, and it allowed me to play with them a little bit and see how they do in this book without having to try to do it myself. So I really advocate for color alongs, and I should be doing more of them from other people's channels. I'd love to do this one in Inktense. I think that would turn out pretty. Anyway, so there is that one. I know I spent a lot of time on that one. I am slow today. Um, so Chris Ryniak, I've seen a lot of people post his Scribbles series, and I like the simplicity of the images a lot. And I thought you could only buy them from his site, but then I noticed he had a bunch of books on Amazon. And of course, I had to make a decision on one, and what do I pick? My favorite type of book, which is the Halloween book. So, this is Amazon printed. Is this a standard coloring book size? I think so. I don't know why it feels longer. No, it's standard coloring book size. I don't know. But bendlewood.com is his actual site. I think you can go get like digital versions of his books too. But I just wanted to try one. I love that. Make sure I've got them in the picture here. Oh, these are perfect. He's definitely pink. He's definitely the blob. Oh my gosh, I love the little paw prints in his eyes right there. So this looks to be a compilation, I guess. I'm not real sure how his series works. But this grayscale in their eyes is like absolutely luscious, so I've got to say. Who printed this one? This was out of Florida. This is out of Orlando. I don't typically get books from there. But that grayscale in the eye colors in the ones that are not sketchy like this are just, this would have been the place to get some black backgrounds printed. I love these pictures. That just singular tooth left. Love his little hat on the actual shell. He's carrying the little batteries with him. Oh my gosh, that is stinking adorable. His, I can already tell, because I love this picture. I'm so glad I got the Halloween one. This is right, exactly what I needed. Right up my alley. Now see, all his books are cute, like the ones I've seen other people flip through. So this is another one I have to be really careful with. Maybe just, if I ever finish this book, pick up another one. Because I could easily get in trouble with buying like all of his Scribble series. Love that. I feel like I'd be all, oh, how cute before he like slices off my head. Of course, if he's teeny tiny, he might just slice off a finger. I love that. Love that snake. Oh, we have aliens in here too, beaming up the pumpkin. Oh, this is great. Yeah, the black printing in this book was done really well. So, you get a lot of images too. The cuddly version of Mad Max. I like the board there, spelling out pizza. The door's wide open, Leroy. Why are you sitting there looking outside? Has Bagheera got you cornered? Are you... Bagheera is obsessed with Leroy, y'all, and I don't know why. It's always the black and white cats, too. Like, he was the same way with Felix. Then Felix passed away, it was Oreo. Yeah, of course the ice cream's gonna melt around him, right? And now it's Leroy. It's like he has a type. And he just follows him around, and boy, Leroy does not like it. Does not like him. He's not mean. He doesn't haul off and fight him, or... Now, he gets a little close every now and then. He'll swat him, but for the most part, he puts up with it. But I feel like it... I don't know. I worry it stresses him out a little bit, because we've been having some behavioral issues. So I almost want to see if I can... But I also, like, I don't think Bagheera means anything by it, so I don't know. We might have to figure out something to chill Bagheera out a little. What I was saying earlier is he's been... Oh, 50 images in that one. So this one Tammy had suggested a while back from Tammy Colors 2. Had it on my list. I figured, why not? Love the title of it, Cat Touch This, Coloring for the Cat Enthusiast by Laura Stuart. And if I'm not mistaken, all the cats in this book are black, which, again, this one actually was out of South Carolina. Huh. It's odd they all showed up in the same... No, the Scribbles was in a separate package. I thought they all showed up in the same package, and I was like, that's weird. But now what I was telling y'all is Bagheera's, like, he's been checked out. We have no idea why he has started meowing so much. The possibility could be that he's getting a little hard of hearing. But otherwise, he's healthy as can be for his age, and even they're not too worried about his weight, so that's good. He's a very large framed cat. My previous vet that worked there said if he got around 16 pounds, that actually would be a decent weight for him, just because he's such a large cat. So he's actually doing pretty good. Alright. So this is Amazon printed. The paper feels like actually the glossy. It feels a little bit glossy, but I don't know if it's the same type of paper that like you get in the Kristen Karen books. It's very odd. But so these are very cute little pictures. And I am a huge fan of black cats. Well, they're not all black cats through here, but there's probably one on every page, I suspect. And the paper feels like the shinier paper that does well with marker, so. But yeah, big fan of black cats, so I thought this book would be a good choice. Very cute. At least they have the paws instead of the human hands. I have one book that has like cats and clothes and they have like human hands and it's very disconcerting. I do wish all the landscape and portrait pictures were together. Love the hairdos here. And there's speaking of Bagheera, there's Bagheera right there. And right there. Hey. Hey. Shh. Shh. No need for that. Not necessary. And he just got fed breakfast when I got up like an hour or two ago, so it's not that. That's a very large owl or a very small cat. I'm not real sure. Just thought it was neat, like something a little. Here he is, putting his floral arrangement together. Is he gonna knock her off the table? I like that. Very simple, but like I feel like I can just play with this with like bright colors. Yes, we cat. I like that. This is a very unserious book for me. They all have the smug look on their face, which is so true to life. That is the one true to life thing in this book. They all look the smug. Yeah, I'm skipping all kinds of pages today. You know, I would love a skirt like that. Like, I mean, not with the weird cat head mannequin thing on it, but like, I think a skirt would just like, if you had the cat all the way around, like the silhouette of a cat, like on a black skirt like that, and then had the tail come around one side and like his head and stuff come around the other, I think that would look so cool. I wonder if that skirt exists. I would probably buy that skirt. Where do you wear skirts, Michelle? I don't know. Since I might actually have to travel for work next month, I'd probably wear it to that. Love the chandelier there. Very Brady Bunch feel to that picture. I know that dates myself a bit. Aw, how cute. I could pick this one with a couple little black dots, like spots on it, and it would be like Bigger and Leroy or Oreo. That would be cute. It's always the black cat getting in trouble here. Like, always causing trouble. Like, here he is posing while he's slowly reaching for that bird, and he's hoping nobody notices. He's like, I'm gonna get that bird. Yeah, I feel like the paper's real interesting. I was surprised because this was a little higher than the typical Amazon printed books. But I think it's because of the paper. Part of it's because of the paper quality. Like, it's that shinier paper. Love that. Think of this cat like a blank black canvas. Draw designs using chalk, paint markers, or bright colored crayons. Draw your own cat-inspired art here. Ooh, this would be a cute place to do the little cat, the book I got with all the little cat doodles. This would be a good place to practice those. And here's about the artist, mixed media artist, which I get that feeling with the art. It feels very like I want to add paint and stuff. Like, I would love to have some of these on a canvas that I could like add paint and do all kinds of crazy things with. I could still try on this paper, but we'll see. So her 3 cats and her partner. Very cute. Let's see if she has anything else. And of course, as if I was ever an artist or an author of a book, you best believe all my cats would be printed in the book right along with me. So, and they're all black cats. I love that. And Cat Dad, of course. So, very cute book. Like I said, I feel like I can play a little bit more in that book. It's just the paper is going to be interesting because as much as I prefer the shinier paper for markers, I haven't really done anything else with it, so I don't know how it holds up to other mediums like your standard Amazon paper. So I think this is the only book I have from the Coloring Hive. This is Dragonland. I loved the adorable dragons in this book. I saw some of the thumbnails, and somebody, I don't know who it was, I've seen flip through this one before. And there is the illustrator. These are super cute. So Tammy and I think, have 2 or 3 dragons left in our Jade Summer Baby Dragons book. And I really... we have other buddy colors the next few months, but I would like to finish that at this point, let's just say year end. But hopefully by like Q3. And if so, I don't know, maybe this is the next book for us. So it gives you things like coloring tips, color wheel. There's 2 sets of the illustrations, which is fun. Might find a home for the second set. Because in books like this, like the Baby Dragons one, I am probably not going to color the second set. I've got so many other books. It's a rare book. I have a few that I'm going to complete both sets of pictures, but like Alexander Francis's current color by number book, I'm going to probably complete both sets of pictures in there because one's color, the numbers, and one's without. But this is so cute. He's in there vacuuming. But aren't they so cute? I like he's on his little laptop with his coffee. So, kind of like the Jade Summer book, I do like the dragons in these pictures. I just feel like for a lot of these, the background is very simple. Which, this is not supposed to be an adult. This isn't labeled as an adult coloring book, so that's probably why. And that's okay. Yeah, that is the one thing with the Jade Summer book. I love the Baby Dragons book, but like There's a few pictures where I feel like the background matches up with the dragon very well, but like a lot of the backgrounds are very simple. He's doing yoga. Oh my gosh. A little bit thinner lines. Still pretty, not like pencil thin, but not the super thick lines that I like. So I'd have to be a little careful with the markers. Yeah, I don't know. I think the dragons are cute. Some of them I really like, and other ones I'm just not so sure about. I might have to sit and think on this one for a while. That is one thing, like, I plan to do is be a little more discerning. Like, even if I do order a book like this, if I feel like I need to send it back because I don't like it, I'm going to send it back. I did that last month with the Diana Good books. Had a big whole spiel about AI generated images in the color. I do like this picture a lot. He's sweeping up the cactus needles. But and it wasn't even the fact that they were AI generated, because I mean I still have a couple books that are AI generated images, but like they were all just so similar. Like all the pictures, it felt like almost the same picture like 20, 30 times over, and it was the sameness that bothered me. I needed more variety, and I felt that way about a couple of them, and I was going to keep the warrior mice one, but it also still just felt very similar. And I finally was just like, you know what? If I don't like them, I just need to go ahead and send them back. So. Oh, and I did. So here's the second set of the illustrations. I'm going to sit on this one. I'm going to think. Because I don't know. There's some pictures in here I really do love. And I could play around a bit more, since these are bigger spaces in the back. I could play around a little bit more with like watercolor and stuff in some of these. Yeah. Yeah, this one's kind of on the fence for me. I don't know. Anyway, then we have Meow, Coloring and Chill. This is a Kaleidoscope Coloring Book of Cats by Mora Summer. Amazon printed. It's got that matte cover. The Dragon book had it too. Oh, is this the shiny? This is the shiny paper. I did not know. I like that. Neko Machines. I have no idea what that is. So this is the shiny paper. She does give you a test page, which I appreciate. It's really interesting to see them on the different paper. Very cute. I would probably start on I might start on the back page and work my way to the front on this one. Ooh, this one I feel like will be hard for me, just making sure I get all the background lines, the same. Yeah, I that kaleidoscope type pattern I feel like is going to be the challenge in this one, which is cool. I do like this. That one has a little bit of variety in the background. I guess because all the sameness in the foreground. I like how the cats have this slightly googly-eyed look about them. That one's fun with the bananas. Oh, I like that. I also have a cat mandalas by Eva Carrere I should look into as well. I'm trying to help because I know there's a bit of glare because it's shiny. I'm trying to lift it a little so maybe I like that one where they're playing with the yarn. I like the different cats in this picture. You got your tabbies and then your spotted ones. I don't know how many pictures are in this one. What does it say? 17. So this is a small book for typical coloring book sizes. Like I've seen 20. Like I think Kira Shershniva typically does 20 or 25, but it is a smaller book than you typically get. But that's okay. I don't mind it just because the mandalas in here are a little more detailed. So I feel like they'll take me a little more time. And finally, we have the Disney book I ordered through Amazon. I'm trying to back this up so you can see the whole thing. This is 80 pages of Disney art color, Disney stained glass coloring book. This is not a color by number. Thought I would pick this up. This is not like a Hatchet Heroes or anything. It looks like this is a Scholastic book. I've seen a number of people color in this book. And it looks very cool. And the one thing I do like about this one, it has the black lines. I saw somebody talking the other day about the Hatchet Heroes color by number one doesn't have the black lines in it once, like, or does it? I don't know, but I was seriously thinking about like using my black glaze gel pen to draw in the lines. But this one does. I love this one. I love Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame. I love that picture. So unfortunately, it is double-sided. Disney just isn't going to let me catch a break on that. Like, nope. So perhaps we will try water-based markers. I don't know. This paper feels a little thin. Really, I'm going to have to look at other people who have colored in this book and what they've used. Love the black background images. Yeah, that paper is going to be Gonna be real tricky. I don't know if I'm gonna have the ability to try a lot of things like I would in the Hatchet Heroes books, because this paper just feels so different. It's just, I also cannot imagine coloring in all these squares with just pencil. Like, at least having some sort of base. I like the variety and the different characters. I like the ones with the black backgrounds a lot too. Oh, that one's cool. And that one with Robin Hood. With a... Oh, I can't think of his name. Their names. I can't think of their names. Today is not today for my brain. Like, I'm so down with this book. If just only it had been single-sided. Oh, that one's so cute. This took a while to get here, too. Oh, I love that one from Brave. I think I've seen a lot of people using like acrylic markers that aren't like real thick acrylic paint markers. I don't know, that maybe that's a thought. These are really cute pictures though. I mean, if they were a more standard size, I could see maybe trying to copy them onto thicker paper and doing it that way, but because it's such a long book, I don't know if I could get the dimensions right. Like, they would probably be really small versions on the paper because of the way I'd have to do the dimensions, and so that's a shame. If any of you have this book or know somebody that does and they've talked about how they color in this book, I would love to hear how that works in the comments. I don't want to send it back. I really like it. Otherwise, I want to figure out how to color in this book. But I don't want to just use pencils either. I may not have a choice, because I don't want to mess a picture up either. That's one of the things I'm really concerned with. Because, like, this uses up every page in the book. Like, the only page I would have any possibility to test on is this very first one. Because they just go right into it. So, alright. So, as far as, am I doing a live stream? What am I doing this weekend? I really was going to, and I am just so tired. Life's weighed pretty heavy on me for 6 months, and like, I really y'all, if I had had the time, I would have taken a week, because I need more than that. But 4 days, a couple extra days, just in the grand scheme of things, is probably not really going to make that much of a difference. But um, maybe it will. Maybe it'll be enough to get me through the next few months if I rest as much as I possibly can all 4 days. And so, because of that, and because I, if I wasn't in 20,000 meetings during the week and having to talk to people all the time, it would be different. But like, I have no, I know I have no social bar left in me. And if we get on the live stream, I'm going to want to rant about what happened in Tennessee this week. And I'm sure if you've been watching the news, you saw, and don't get me started on that. I was horrified by what happened yesterday. Um, and I will say this now, but Gloria Johnson, Justin Jones, and Justin Pearson are three of the few that I felt like actually represented me in the state legislature. And I followed Gloria Johnson for a long time, and really admire her because she is a disabled woman, and a Democrat disabled woman in a, fighting against a supermajority Republican state legislature. And I feel like she's like, I admire her for her strength, and I admire the other two as well. They're a little newer, but I really have, thought, wow, these are people that are actually speaking out instead of a lot of the ones that stay silent. And I felt a little bit of hope when after what happened in Nashville. I felt a little bit of hope when I saw so many students and so many people turn out and protest, and it was a peaceful protest. I don't care what they try to tell you in the news. And those three did, they they chanted in the room. That's it. They walked to the podium, the well, whatever it's called, and they chanted with the people outside. They didn't let anybody in. They didn't do anything else. They didn't shove papers off. They didn't shove anybody. They didn't do, and that was it. And it just, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. And the fact, I am grateful that Gloria Johnson wasn't expelled, but I am livid that the other two were. And that's all I'm going to talk about in the live stream tomorrow night. And like, that's part of what's exhausted me, is just, if it wasn't for my parents and in the current state of the housing market, y'all best believe I would be out of the state. I can barely stomach it anymore. And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But anyway, that would be what I'd talk about in the live stream. And the last one I did, we talked about politics. And like, I just don't want to do it again. The subject line matter is going to exhaust me, because that's going to be what I want to talk about. So I might Sunday show you guys using the Arctic pencils on a marker page, like slow-mo. I know the first time I used them a couple weeks ago, it was all sped up, so nobody, y'all didn't really see a lot of details. So I might do that, like just take, I don't know, 10-20 minutes to show you guys that. But other than that, I think I'm just going to skip doing any other videos this weekend or live streams, and just rest. I'm taking a break from social media, except like Instagram, to do like coloring pages and pictures and stuff, and just playing some video games, watching coloring videos, and yeah, just trying to disconnect for a few days, because I just can't handle any more weight on me this week, and I've got to rest and recharge a little bit if I'm going to survive the next 2 months at work. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I'll post maybe tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know. It really doesn't matter which day does it, because I'm going to work on it today. I'll post the picture or the little bit of video of me using the Arctic pencils, and then I don't know when my next video will be, because I think I have a book coming in, Any other books that come in, I'll probably just do a flip through the day I get them, because I'm not going to be like collecting books like this. So it might be later in the week before I post a video. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a break, a few days. I hadn't really taken a break even when Sid passed away. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a great weekend. For those of you that celebrate, happy Easter. And that was something else too. It's a holiday weekend for a lot of people, and yeah. So, but I'm gonna go, like I said, just try to rest as much as I can this weekend, and at least get some semblance of recharging before next week. So, thanks guys for watching, and bye for now.